Before we get started, I wanted to give a quick introduction to this episode. Originally, this recording was going to feature both Neal Fauver and Mike Francis from the podcast Tales from the Core. But during the conversation, we decided to pivot and focus primarily on Neal's story so we could give Mike the proper interview time and the attention he deserves in the next story arc. I also want to mention that this recording came a little differently than our normal setup. I didn't realize ahead of time that I'd be stepping into the interview role that day, so the conversation was a bit more spontaneous and the audio quality may sound a little rough in certain spots. But despite that, this turned into a real solid conversation and one I definitely wanted to share with you all. Neal and Mike over at Tales from the Core have been doing great work preserving veteran stories, and it was an honor getting the opportunity to sit down and talk with them. So with that being said, let's fucking go. Hi, this is Eric from Chat 62. With me today is Dirty Mike Francis and Neal. How are you guys doing today?
Good to go. It's cold.
Cold, man. It's we got these record colds in South Florida, so not bad. We're surviving, but damn cold, that's for sure.
Yeah, here I am fucking dealing with a fucking head cold in California, Southern California, 80-degree temperatures. I would rather be not sick and enjoying this weather, but just something about the 80-degree temperatures and being sick, it doesn't feel right.
No. Well, I mean, you sound good, and for what it's worth, we appreciate you having the two of us on from Tales from the Core to do a little crossover here, and I know we're looking forward to having you on Tales and getting to get your story and share your story as well. So thanks for having us.
Likewise. So I had no clue I was going to be hosting the podcast. We've been talking about this while I've been sick, so I've been in and out of medications like the last couple of days. Let's go ahead and start with Neal, since you're going to be, leaving us soon. What prompted you to join the Marine Corps?
Yeah, so my dad was career Navy. I've always been around that the lifestyle of moving. That's all I knew as a kid. From the time my earliest memory from the time I can remember anything is being in Spain. Rota Spain is where he was stationed. That's my first memory. And then maybe 2 years later, he got stationed in Pensacola, which I'm maybe 15 minutes outside of right now. For 3 years, he was stationed in Pensacola. Decided, my mom and dad decided that they were going to make Pensacola home. So he retired after 3 years here and been here ever since. I've always been around it. It's a big military town. I would see, Navy and Marine guys coming, to and from whatever. I didn't think much of it until I sat down with my dad, like later on in life, and watched like Saving Private Ryan, Platoon, all those movies, the war movies he was big into, and I'd always plop down next to him and watch them. But eventually he talked me into it. But he didn't realize, that I was looking to get into the fight. But Iraq was going off at that time, and I just drove down to the recruiting station and just sat outside, and all the branches were sitting there lined up next to each other, next door, right by each other. And I looked down at the corner, and there's just a red sticker on the door. It was in a pull-up bar. It was nothing flashy. Like all the other branches had like bonus this, bonus that, big flashy billboards and all that. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go check out. I'm pretty sure that's the Marine Corps down there. So I went down there. I saw the pull-up bar. I was already big into like lifting weights and stuff. So. And plus, I had a couple of friends who were in the Marines. One of them had been to Iraq a couple times. He was actually with Force Recon, a reserve unit out of Mobile. And I heard some of his stories. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And it's going on. I have to get into it. It was one of those calling kind of a deal, kind of a thing. Yeah, I went in there and I just told the recruiter, man, I want this, and this infantry as soon as you can send me out. And it was like in late October, and I was in the delayed entry program for 13 days. Before I shipped out to MEPS. And that was it, man. I went before Thanksgiving, so I missed Thanksgiving. I missed my first Christmas, New Year's with family. It was one hell of a damn. It was like, whoa, dude, what did I do? But
wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went, man. It was just my dad kind of talking to me about his great debauches while he was in, all the good times and the buddies, the camaraderie, that kind of thing. And, eventually it got me, and, the war movies, added on to that. And then the stories from Marine buddies, and I was like, all right, yeah, I got to get in this before this war goes, before it passes me up. I got to do something. So that's what I did, and I went Marine infantry, and essentially that was it, man. And I got everything I thought I would out of it. course, my mom was hysterical whenever she learned. Everybody was trying to calm her down. It's not a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. He's not going to die, but it is dangerous. But, it was one of those things where, it shocked them. My dad was proud as hell. They all were, but my mom was scared. She was terrified. That's pretty much how it went down, man.
What prompted you to join the Marine Corps instead of joining the Navy and going along your dad's path?
Like a lot of dudes, the uniforms and the commercials, plus, the wars going on. And I always heard, just like generations before, other Marines, it's like, they always hear that the Marines are the best and they always go in first. If that's what you're looking to do, you want to be on the front line during a major conflict, you go join the Marine Corps and go 03, but go be an infantryman. You're going to get whatever it is you're looking for. So that's what did it for me. I was like, hell yeah, man. I'm going to be storming beaches and taking hills and bunkers and all that, man. Hell yeah, let's do it.
And walking during Liberty in my dress blues.
Right, yeah. I never did get them though, man. At the time, all they issued us was, of course, the khakis and then the blue trousers. Man, that was it. They didn't actually give us the whole like the coat and everything. You had to buy them, piece them together.
Yeah, with the dress blues, we had to purchase those, or at least with the dress blues blouse. I think that's what they call it still. Yeah, you had to buy that separately unless you made honor man or.
Yeah, it's horse shit.
Yeah, it is, dude. That should have been standard issue for real. You didn't mention the commercials that caught your attention as well. I'm a little bit older than you guys. What commercials during your guys' time? Which one was the one that caught your attention that said, oh shit, that's going to hook me in?
That motherfucker slaying that dragon, dude. I was like, what is this? What is this, man? This dude's got a sword and he's fucking cutting dragons' throats and everything. That commercial always stood out. And it always will, man. I mean, I've since seen a whole bunch of other commercials, but that one was pretty good, man. I think that one got a lot of dudes.
I actually saw some dude on, I don't remember what social media, maybe Instagram or probably Facebook. This one dude purchased the sword from that commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So he has that.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. I saw that too, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Find him, get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
For reals, man. Shit, that'd be an interesting story. I mean, hopefully there's a good story behind it.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to locate and all that fun shit.
Oh, wow.
You did mention that there was 13 days between from when you depped in to when you shipped out. Why so soon?
I think because I was probably the easiest recruit he's ever had, or the poolee, because he laid out. Remember, when you sat down in front of them on their desk, they would lay out those name tapes, those like little name tapes that had like challenge, travel, physical aspect, all that, the whole list that they go through and they put out there in front of you. Say, what are your top 3? And I was like, man, you don't even have to do this, dude. I'm in. I'm all in. Infantry as soon as I can go. Just get me out of here before I change my mind. Because I told him when I told him infantry, he was scribbling, doing some paperwork. He stops after I said it. He stops and he goes, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. Yes, I am. Don't try to talk me out of it, man. Yes, I'm sure." Shit, am I? Yes, I'm sure. I am sure. But yeah, dude, it was so quick. Like it was, I think all I did was like run, I think 3 miles for him one time at like the local football field and a few pull-ups. And that was about it. That was it for my physical training. They were like, yeah, you're good to go. Clearly you keep in shape and all that. So we don't have to worry about that there. And if not, they'll take care of you at boot camp. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that was the reason why it was so quick, man. I knew exactly what it was, what I wanted to do, and I just wanted to get, to it as soon as possible.
So you mentioned the 13 days. How'd your family take it? Because that's a short time. That's a short amount of time for a family to process.
Yeah,
this life-changing event happening.
Yeah. So my mom, when she got the news, she freaked out and called my sister. She's like, she's from Ireland, so she goes, Tracy, do you know what the fuck your brother just did? What, Mom? What is he in jail? I was like, no, he joined them fucking Marines.
Worse.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, cool. I mean, it's cool. He's good. He's going to be doing something. He went fucking infantry. It's like, oh shit. Now then my sister was kind of like, oh shit. And then Glenn, my brother-in-law, Glenn, he's a big time, gunfighter kind of dude, man. He was with Blackwater, dying Corps, all the name changes for like 14 straight years, on and off, back and forth, overseas, back home, that kind of thing. I guess he overheard it and he's like, it's not a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. That's all he could really say before he just put his hand, like his face in his hand. Dude, but yeah, of course, moms are always going to be like, oh gosh, my baby going off to war. Instantly, I'm sure that's what, ran across her mind was I was going to go to Iraq and, be in trouble. She took it kind of hard. Of course, she was extraordinarily proud. That's what all my family and friends back here, they were like, damn, that's cool, man. You'll do well. Like you said, it was quick. It was 13 days. And between having to break the news to my loved ones and friends and all that, I was having to process the fact that shit, I really did this. And I've only got, 12 days or 13 days to get myself ready mentally. I was like, damn, that's really not a long time. Did I just screw myself, man? What the shit? What the fuck is it? No, it all happened so fast. And honestly, that's the Marine Corps, man. In a nutshell, it's just everything comes at you so damn fast, and it's like, oh shit. So you just got to be ready to go, And I think that set it up pretty nicely for how it was going to be for at least the next 4 years.
Did you go to boot camp in Parris Island or
Yeah.
MCRD San Diego? Parris Island. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your boot camp experience like?
Man, it was chaos. It was absolute chaos.
You had that one buddy.
That would be, yeah. Wait, so if I can get right into it, man. Of course, the start, it's a mind fuck. It's a shock, man, because you have an idea of what's going to happen, but nothing can really prepare you until it's actually there in front of you. The DIs being loud and bellowing the cadences and all that shit, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck all this means, and they're already spitting this shit out at you. I remember one of the drill instructors when I was pretty new there, maybe I don't know, maybe a week and a half. I didn't know what a shit can liner was. He goes, hey man, or hey something bitch, maybe something like. He said, hey, go get me a fucking shit can liner. I just stopped and I was like, so sir, this recruit, it's a fucking trash bag. I was like, oh shit, all right, yeah sir. Ran off. I was like, damn right. So shit can liner has a trash bag. And I'm like keeping shit in my head, trying to memorize, retain all that shit while it's all chaotic and all this running around back and forth. But yeah, I just remember that first like 2 weeks or so, man. It was just, when they're breaking you in or breaking you down and breaking you in. But yeah, I just remember being chaotic, and of course, as it goes on, you get into the flow, that structure. You're used to everything, kind of, sort of, but. Yeah. Then you get introduced to all the other aspects of training, like the specifics, like gas chamber, for example. Firing a rifle. I never held or fired an M16 before. Had to get used to that weapon system. Everything that you thought, it was like everything that I thought going in, all my perceptions about what boot camp would have been like, sounded like, smelled like, all that. Completely just, it was wrong. Like it was, I was like, oh wow, dude, this is way, way, way different than what I was expecting. But yeah, I just remember it being it was one hell of a culture shock, man. I remember that.
What kind of challenges did you face during boot camp?
Trying to stay awake, being tired I've been tired. I worked at before I joined, I worked at a restaurant as a damn dishwasher, and I'd stay up sometime, or I'd be at work until like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and have to turn around and go to school because I'm trying to finish up high school as well. I'd be up at 6 in the morning. I mean, I know what it's like. I know what it felt like, but I think what attributed most to that physical exhaustion was the mental exhaustion. You're sitting there, you're so focused on trying to get, this right or that right. And everything's so it combed down to the finest detail. And you're like, I have to get this shit right. Cause if I don't, DI's in the seat, he's going to fuck me up and I'll be on the quarterdeck or in the sand pit, whatever, for who knows how long. So you're concentrating so much on that, and you're on your feet the whole damn time. And you don't realize just how much you're on your feet running around. it was only until you got to, when you did get to sit down, it's like a period of instruction or something like that. And you're like bobbing for cock doing this shit, and it's like, oh, damn, why am I so fucking tired? Oh, yeah, it's because we've been going nonstop. And now we finally have a break to sit down and we're trying to listen to periods of instruction. I think the lack of sleep, even though we got what, 7 hours, didn't we? Like, if you didn't fuck up, you got a solid 7 hours every night. But again, you're just fucking, you're going the whole damn time. You're just going and on your feet. You're go. And you don't realize how taxing that is, even as a young man, even at that young of an age, it takes it out of you. You don't realize it until you're sitting there and you have to fight for your life to stay awake. I think the exhaustion, man. I think the exhaustion it's what stood out to me the most. That carried over into the fleet. The exhaustion, just you're fucking tired.
Yeah. Did you hold any kind of leadership billets while in boot camp?
No. I try to stay under the radar, man. To be honest,
Wise choice.
I try to stay under the damn radar. I didn't want. I damn near didn't want them to know my name. I'm just, man. Let me get my requirements. I'm not going to be a fucking bare minimum dude. I'm going to fucking excel or whatever it is. But I want to hit my requirements. I'm just trying to get in here. Get my 3 months done. I don't want to be fucking held back for any damn reason.
Yeah.
Get me in and out of training and get me overseas because I want to go and do this shit. This is what I signed up to do. It was that kind of a thing. So I never really actively looked to hold any kind of leadership billet. So
that might have been a wise thing. I mean, because you already have enough pressure on you. So imagine trying to hold that leadership billet, and then you're having to basically babysit between 30 to 90 other recruits. Basically,
yeah,
I mean, that's a lot to handle. I mean, I could see that being for it's for a certain type of people.
Yeah.
I was GP too, so I was like, fuck that. Nope. No leadership for me.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. So what was boot camp graduation like? Were you?
The sense of relief. It was like, oh shit, did it. And they were really good about, you're not a Marine. Even the day before, you ain't a Marine. You're not a Marine yet. It's like, damn, dude, we're graduating tomorrow. But they were really good about keeping you on your toes like that. And when it finally came, I still thought, damn, dude, there's going to be something that happens where they fucked with us, like, it's tomorrow, motherfuckers, or some shit. After that 3 damn months, going through all that shit, the rigorous training, you've lost weight. You've been through the ringer. And man, after all that, it's what you set out to do. And it was a goal. It was a calling, I want to earn that title. Say it again, man. They were the drill instructors were so good about it. It's like, yeah, you're not a Marine. You may not even become a Marine. You might be kicked out. You might have to med step out, forced out or something. Like, you might not be able to take it. It's 3 months of this shit. And when it happens, man, it's like, damn. So they hand you that damn EGA, and you're like, oh shit. The bitch eyes. You start getting all, watery eyed and all that. But of course, your family's there. They got into the day before, I think it was family day, and they're crying. You see them, and they're all bawling, and trying to hold it together, and then you're like, oh man, damn it, don't do this shit. No, I'm supposed to be this hardcore Marine now. Yeah, I just remember being relief. It was like relief and immense pride, man, for sure.
What was it like with your family being there, especially your dad being a sailor and seeing you, finally graduating and claiming that title?
I think he always wanted that because he wanted to shoot the shit, bull sessions and all that with me. Him being career Navy and that back during the Vietnam era and 70s and 80s, and he obviously was still is extremely proud. And now I think he when I look back, I think he wanted to call me Jarhead. Like, he was like, oh man, I can't wait to call you Jarhead and all that. But, hey, what's up, Jarhead, and that kind of thing. He was proud, man. And yeah, just seeing their faces, looks on their faces, it let me know I did the right thing. I knew there was no regrets. Well, it's too late to go back now, but there was zero regrets at all. I was damn proud.
And it lets you guys bond. They gave you another reason for you two to bond.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm sure that strengthened that relationship.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. He always loved us, my sister and me. And you're right. I mean, I think he knew that I knew like all the nautical terminology now, so we can shoot the shit back and forth, and nobody else will know what the hell we're saying. And he's like, "Damn, my son, he knows what I'm talking about now, and I can do this shit with him, not even have to think about it. I wonder if he knows it and all that shit." It was cool. It was a very cool dynamic. Yeah, getting to do that with him.
What's port? What's starboard? What's bulkhead?
Yeah,
What's the head?
yep,
Yeah.
yep. And then of course he would have to rag on the Army guys. We would call, say a bulkhead, go to the head. What do the Army guys say? Hey Dad, what do the Army guys say? Oh, they go to the latrine. I was like, oh shit, it's my dad just ragging on the Army guys, man. Which my nephew, and he eventually joined the Army, so we kind of covered all the branches.
Oh, that's cool, dude. So is it like going home on leave for the first time, being home 3 months?
That was pretty heavy because you've changed. You've changed a lot in just a short amount of time. You made that change. You just don't look at everything the same way. You feel like that maybe since you've been gone. In a strange way, I think that we kind of maybe subconsciously feel like everything that has changed along with us, but it wasn't like that. Like everything was the exact same. I was like, oh man, this is fucking weird. This is different. I feel differently about my surroundings, the environment, my hometown. It's like shit. It's just the same. It's the same old. And of course, I had to. I didn't have a lot of time to really sit there and process it or anything like that, because the recruiter's assistant, I think we had 10 days or something like that leave with the family, and then we had to go report to the local recruiting office and do RA, the recruiter's assistance with them, until we got our orders up. So I got my orders up to North Carolina. Go to foreman.
So the recruiter's assistance, that wasn't you didn't request that like while in boot camp or before you even left? It was just something given to you while you were pending orders?
Yeah, they kind of threw it on me. So I was like, well, you get like 10 days home. Just take your leave. Just do what you want to do there for 10 days, but then you have to report in at the recruiting office, and you'll probably be there for 3 weeks or so before you get shipped up back up to the Carolinas.
What was it like being on recruiter's assistance? Was it a gift or a curse?
I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got to dress in the chucks and all that. It was cool, but it was me and a buddy of mine. Well, we were fresh out boot camp, straight up boots. But we would go. It was just us two. We would go to the mall. We would go to high schools and shit, trying to recruit. And man, we ran into some other. There was a couple of some WM, some WOOC Marines, some female Marines, and they were in for a little while. I guess they were at their A school here in Pensacola. It's at the mall, and they come up to us, and they're sitting there like fucking like dressing us down and shit. They're like, "Yeah, this is not right. This isn't right. What the fuck are you talking about? Female? My uniform is shit hot. What are you talking about?" It was, man. I had to sit there and listen to. I sat down with one of the. I think he was a staff sergeant. I think, if I remember the rank right. But we went to a high school. I'm sure you're familiar with Emmitt Smith, the running back, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
This is his hometown, Pensacola, and I'm a big fan of his, and that's how I became a Cowboys fan. That's another story. But we go to this high school, man. We're sitting down, me and I think it was just me and the staff sergeant who went out this day, and we're sitting there in this high school at this desk, man, and I'm just shutting up. I'm just listening to him, like, rattle off about the opportunities and everything, trying to get this kid to join. And dude, he goes, and I still, it's such bullshit. He goes, "So do you know Emmitt Smith, right?" He's talking to the kid. "You know Emmitt Smith, right?" The kid's like, "Oh yeah, man, yeah, great running back." He goes, the dude, without missing a beat, the staff sergeant, he goes, "Yeah, he was a Marine too, man." I was like, what the fuck? And I'm sitting like this. I'm like looking at him, look at the kid, and I look at the staff sergeant. I'm like, look at it, and I'm trying not to laugh. I'm like, yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, this is such bullshit, dude. Really? He's trying to tell this kid that Emmitt Smith was a Marine. I was like, all right, man, this recruiter's assistant shit, it ain't for me, man. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here, But yeah, it wasn't long, maybe 3 weeks that I was there. And I finally got the orders to go up to SOI.
You were done with recruiter's assistance, and you couldn't be happier that it was already done, over and done with. You report to SOI. What is SOI like?
It was depressing because I think that was worse than RA.
Why?
Because when we got there, I guess there were slots that weren't open for training companies. So we got thrown into this I guess if you want to call it a unit, forming. That's I think where hopes and dreams initially go to die, because when you get there, there's really no duty. You just form it up for breakfast, lunch, and then whatever, making sure that everybody's accounted for. All it was accountability and chow, and you could not leave the quad where the barracks is. So you're restricted to that. And at the same time, with each damn day, and there's so many people, man. I guess it was overstaffed or some shit. I don't know. Too many personnel, so it wasn't spots open like right away. So every day, man, it was just sitting there. It was just waiting is all it was. I'm like, dude, this sucks. I'm like, what is this? And then they had a damn MRP platoon. So like we'd be out there in formation, right? And it's zero dark 30, so you couldn't see anything. So we're all out there in formation. But we'd be standing there just kind of like shooting the shit or whatever. Everybody's kind of mumbling, still waking up groggy. And then all you hear is, what the fuck is that? Where the fuck is that coming from? And it's like echoing off the buildings and shit. But you look and there's like a damn 60-person fucking platoon, males and females, and they're all on crutches. And they're trying to go to chow. We're like, oh, this is so depressing, dude. What the fuck happened to them? We talked to a couple of them that were, there in MRP, and some of them said they'd been there for like 7 months. I'm like, oh, fuck that, dude. So I'm thinking, are you there for 7 months because you got hurt, or 7 months because you fall into a training company? Because we got hurt. I was like, oh, thank God. Not for you. Thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You want to share that same fate, right?
Oh my God, no. So again, like the whole, let me go now. Like as soon as I can get out of there and train, let's go. Come on. That's what I want to do, is to get moving. Luckily it wasn't that long. It felt like an eternity, but it wasn't that long that I was there waiting to pick up.
How long were you there for?
I think I got there late March.
Mm-hmm.
Late March, I want to say. And then ITB was 54 days at the time. So after 54 days, it was near the middle of June. I want to say it was June when I finally graduated from ITB at the grunt school. But it took about maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that.
Wow.
If I can remember. So details are still kind of hazy. I'd have to think about it.
It's a time you don't want to think about.
Oh, dude, no, I think I repressed it because it felt like an eternity. But it was just so depressing, man. Worst idea too, by the way. My buddy was like, you know what, man? It's like, you just got done training these guys, these fresh out of high school kids, probably never had a job before. And you send them to this fucking place to just ruin their damn aspirations and their hopes and dreams. It's so depressing, maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Maybe that's maybe to set you up for later on down the road.
It's the mind games and shit.
Yeah. But no, it eventually happened. I made it to IATB, got through the 54 days of the training there, and then I was dropped to 3-6 at Camp Lejeune.
I'm a Pogue, so could you tell the audience what ITB stands for? Yes,
Infantry Training Battalion. It was cool, man. I think that was like the introduction to the training, at least the training aspect that we were really looking forward to as infantry Marines. We started getting to master, like the weapon systems, and we got to mess with all of them. Of course, they split everybody up. Again, they gave everybody a choice, right? They sat us on the schoolhouse, and I'm asking Mike about this one. They did give us a choice if we wanted to go 0311, 03, 31, 41, 51, 52. So they gave us that choice. So I knew what the 11s did, so I wanted to do that. I was like, I get to go kick down doors and shit. But okay, that's what I want to do. You're telling me I can go kick down doors. Okay, clear rooms and all that good shit. So that's what I went for. That, and I kind of gaffed off everything during the ASVAB. I don't think I had a high enough GT for anything else.
What you wanted, right?
Yeah. I already knew it, so I was kind of gaffing so much off, man. But I think the training was good. It was a really good baseline, and I think it set you up nicely for getting ready to go into the fleet. But then, of course, every unit has different SOPs on how they train. what they're going to train with, how they're going to train with the specific weapon systems. I mean, the list goes on. And I didn't quite understand that. Like, just, what was it? Situation dictates. Units have different SOPs, that kind of thing. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. But yeah, it was cool, man. I enjoyed the training. A lot of it was like fighting holes, or foxholes, I guess they call them again. Digging foxholes, room clearing, that kind of thing. Of course, some range time with a different weapon system. We got to throw a grenade for the first time. I was like, what the hell? We were going to that's another big misconception, that grenades blow up and they throw fire out everywhere and all that shit, and that they're big, but they're like kind of contained, and they're not that extravagant, I guess. Whenever we were going to the grenade range to go throw these grenades for the first time, man, I remember we were walking, and I kept hearing the. I was like, oh shit, that must be like artillery or some shit, man. Is that mortars, artillery? What is that, man? What is that? It's still a fresh ass boot, And you kept hearing it, and it would hit you in the damn chest. I was like, oh man, that's some big shit. It's like, all right, so here we are, we're at the grenade range, and I was like, those were fucking grenades? Are you serious? That was a fucking grenade, really? Damn. And then they give you the fucking, they'll give you that damn M67 little baseball, man, and you get to fucking do the whole thing where you go through the steps. And dude, you don't want to be the guy that gets fucked up by the instructor because you fucked up and like Alice, that motherfucker, like, oh shit, I'm so scared, and then they boom your ass, you don't want to be that guy. I mean, I wasn't worried about that shit, but I was like, dude, this is powerful. Yeah. And it's like, there's always a chance. What if I throw this motherfucker and like the spoon like fucks up and like latches onto a glove or some shit? Your mind goes like that. It's not a black cat. It's not fireworks.
Yeah.
You'll die. But
real shit.
Yeah. That was the sound and the feel of a grenade was one of those. That was one of those perceptions that I had, was that the grenade wasn't gonna be super like big or loud or anything. That was fucking demolished. I was like, wow, dude, that's pretty fucking impressive. And the sounds of like the snaps of rounds flying overhead, you experience that in boot camp. It's like, that's what it sounds like to essentially get shot at. It's like, that's pretty crazy. It's like, it's nothing you ever expected. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the training there. It was good. I think it set a good foundation and baseline for, your tactics later on. You just retain some of that stuff, and if you have to use it, you can use it.
That's where we're going to wrap up part 1 of Neal Fauver's story. In this episode, we talked about growing up around the military, the influence of family, earning the title of Marine, and the early experiences that shaped Neal before officially entering the fleet. And like a lot of young Marines during that era, Neal joined with one thing on his mind: getting into the fight. But as we continue into episode 60, part 2 of Neal's story, the training intensifies, the reality of infantry life starts to settle in, and his journey through the Marine Corps continues. This is Marine Corps veteran Neal Fauver from Tales from the Corps, and his story continues next time on Chat 62 Podcast. Until next time, Semper Fi.
Struggling? You're not weak. You're human. Dial 988, then press 1 for the Veterans Crisis Line. Train support that understands veterans. Stay the course. Thank you, Ozzy. Oof.